Jimmyramira.
One more time, one more time.
Ask
Jimmyramirez. Brazier, you're not writing his last name?
His last name is already in my dictionary. Just kidding. It's funny.
Everybody ready?
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to proceed again. Mr. First, if you will call your next witness.
We're calling Jimmy Ramirez, please.
Mr. Ramirez, step up to the chair, please. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
I do.
Please be seated.
Tell us your name, please.
My name is Jimmy Ramirez.
And Jimmy, how old are you?
15.
When did you turn 15?
On January 5.
So back last year on November 28th, 2015, when all this happened, I guess you were 14, obviously, right?
Yes.
Are you in school?
Yes.
What school are you missing today because of this case?
Osborne.
Osborne High School?
Yes.
I apologize. Jimmy, tell me where you lived back on November 28th. Where did you live and what was the address and who did you live with?
I lived at 502 Mobile Lane, Pine Haven, and I lived with my mother.
And is that in Pine Haven Mobile Home Park?
Yes.
Who did you live with?
My mother.
Is she the one that brought you up today?
Yeah.
Let me ask you about that particular Saturday morning, November 28th, 2015. Did you at some point in the morning go outside? And if you did, how come?
Yes, I went outside because I have a dog. She's a husky. And if somebody gets too close to the property, she will bark. And she was barking all night, and to the point it got annoying. And I went outside. Mr. Tony was outside. So I walked outside. I saw Mr. Tony there. So I walked outside.
And Mr. Tony, is he your neighbor?
Yeah.
Did you see him here earlier today?
Yes.
He's the one that had the Avis shirt on. Anthony Oliphant?
Uh-huh.
So he doesn't live in the same house with you? He's the neighbor?
Yeah.
So when you went out and you saw Mr. Tony, tell me what else you saw.
At the moment, I just saw him. We live like on a hill. So when I looked up, I saw a person. All I see is he was walking around, and I told him, "Who is that?" And he said, "I don't know."
So did you end up like coming up and talking with this guy that was walking around?
No, if I remember, he came to us, and we kind of walked toward him too. I asked him what he was doing there, and he said he was trying to get home. And I was like, "You've been here, I think, more than 3 hours, and you're still not home."
Okay. And when you spoke with him, what language were you speaking? English?
Spanish.
Or what is your first language? Is it English or Spanish?
Spanish.
Spanish is your first language? Do you feel like you speak both of them fluently?
Yes.
So the person that you were talking to in Spanish that was walking around or whatever, do you see him here today by any chance?
Yeah, I guess so.
Where do you think you see him?
Over there.
What kind of clothes is he wearing today? Point to him.
A suit.
Can you point to him for us?
Over there.
So I've got 3 guys over here with suits. Can you tell us which one we're talking about?
Probably the one in the middle.
Judge, I ask that the record reflect that he's identified the defendant. This person over here in the middle and the guy that you were talking to that night, not Mr. Tony, the guy you were talking to in Spanish, had you ever seen him before?
No,
I mean, right here, Mr. Manuel, had you ever seen him before that day? Is he friends or family to you?
no.
So tell the jury, how was this guy acting that night? How was he acting? What was he doing?
He was just walking around the same street, and at the time, I just wanted him to go away so we could fall asleep. I didn't know if he was drunk or not, because he was wobbling a little bit.
Wobbling?
Yeah.
When you talked with him, did he talk normal or talk?
He was stuttering, yeah.
Okay. So at some point, did the police ever arrive?
Yes.
Were you out there when the police got there?
Yeah.
What happened when the police got there?
First, I think it was one police car, and then a second one came, and they asked questions. I don't remember what questions they asked him, and then they asked us questions. And there is a light pole there, and I think he was standing right there, and he searched him.
Did the police ask you, to translate or anything?
Yeah.
And did you translate, from English to Spanish and Spanish to English?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see the police get anything out of this man's pockets anywhere?
Yes.
What did you see? Just tell us what you saw.
I think it was a phone, and then they pulled out some white substance in a bag.
Okay, Jimmy, that's all the questions I have for you. They may have some questions, and then you will be done.
All right, let's take a 10-minute break before we continue with false. I'm on a tight ship.
You do. You take a lot of 5 and 10 minute breaks.
Hey, that's what you gotta do.
There were names.